It's summer, and if you have a toaster oven, guess what? You can do a lot of baking and you won't heat up your kitchen. This is my cookbook, Pop It in the Toaster Oven, which you can get anywhere. On page 155 is Herbal Summer Casserole. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It is so easy. I have a lot of ingredients just cut up and ready to put in. But before anything else, I'm going to heat my toaster oven to 400 degrees. Nowadays at the grocery store, you can get all kinds of stuff cut up already for you. Or even if you cut it up yourself, it doesn't take all that long. It took me 15 minutes to get all of this together. The greens from my garden, some onion, some peppers, some zucchini, some carrots, some cabbage, everything that I had in the refrigerator, and you can use anything and it'll come out. This casserole is guaranteed to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to start. I have the carrots here. These actually are thinly sliced, and I guess that's about a cup. You can use, any proportion is good. Here's some shredded cabbage here. Oh, and here's some squash here. That is a mixture of yellow and green zucchini type squash. I had a little bit of onion. I had some peppers. This is a mixture of red and yellow peppers. And then I guess maybe a half a cup of, this is diced tomatoes, just canned diced tomato. And then I went out to my garden and I got a mixture of oregano, fresh basil, a few chives, and a little bit of parsley. So I'm just going to sprinkle in some of these fresh herbs. Got a little bit of salt here. Flavor it up now. I didn't have any fresh lemons, but I got some nice little lemon juice I'm going to put on. And then also, I love sesame oil, so I'm going to sprinkle some of this on as well. And I'm just about ready to mix it up. So this is a Pyrex casserole. If you use a baking dish, you're going to bake it. And look at how beautifully colorful it is. I love this. It's so much signifies to me what summer really is. So I'm going to get this mixed up, and then I'm going to taste it to see if my flavors are the way I want them. I'm going to refine this just a little. I'm going to add a little more salt. I like salt. This is kosher salt. I think I have, it must be like 3/4 of a cup of grated Swiss cheese here. I was going to put it on the top, but I think I'm just going to mix it in. Isn't that lovely? Wow. Oh, yellow, green, orange. Oh, I'm tweaking it now. And I'm going to add some garlic powder. And that should do it. It's perfect. I'm going to cover this with foil. The toaster oven is up to temperature to 400, so in goes the casserole. And I'm going to set the timer for 40 minutes, and then I'll check it to see if it's done. Now I set the timer, and you know what the best part is? I can go do something else. Like I can go and do a watercolor, and that's what I'm going to do. And done. And actually this was 50 minutes, and I tested it. You know, the nice thing about baking vegetables is that the flavor of the vegetables is concentrated in the baking process rather than if you steam them or microwave them. And the whole overall flavor is blended together with the herbs and everything, so it's very, very sweet. The spices come through. And this is just a wonderful vegetarian entree, or you can couple it with fish or chicken or pork. And I can tell you that the kitchen is not hot at all, even though it's 90 degrees outside right now. The kitchen is nice and cool, and this was done beautifully in the toaster oven. So while the casserole was cooking, I was able to complete another watercolor. And by the way, if you want to learn how to make a watercolor like this, a fish watercolor with watercolor and colored pencil, go to my website, freeonlineartclasses.com, and click on Learn Watercolor button, and you'll learn how to make this beautiful kind of watercolor, which is really a lot of fun and easy to do. So that said, is now I'm ready to have my casserole here, and what I've done with this casserole is I've actually put some iceberg lettuce here. I have some Spanish olives, some buttermilk ranch dressing, and the casserole, and I'm going to have it cold because it's very hot today again, and I wanted something nice and cool to eat. The vegetables get sweet and caramelized by baking, so it's a wonderful combo with the salad. It's absolutely delicious. You don't always have to have a casserole that's hot. You can have a cool one too. And you know how long it took for me to throw everything together. So regardless of what you have in your refrigerator, cut it up, put it in the casserole dish, add some of your favorite spices, maybe some sesame oil like I did, maybe some lemon juice or some vinegar. Pop it in the toaster oven for, this took 15 minutes altogether, and I was able to do a watercolor during that time. So probably the nicest thing about using your toaster oven, apart from the fact that it doesn't heat up your kitchen at all, is that it's not a watched pot situation. You don't have to stand over the stove and cook things and watch things and stir things. Many of the recipes that I have in my Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook entails simply putting the ingredients together in a bowl, putting it in a baking pan or casserole dish, popping it in the toaster oven, setting the timer, and walking away to do something else. And that could be what? Go out and sit in the sun, read, help the kids with homework. I mean, what could be better than that? And then you end up with this wonderful, nourishing meal that was baked in your toaster oven. So, Pop It in the Toaster Oven, that's my cookbook. freeonlineartclasses.com, totally free. And if you want to do that watercolor, click on Learn Watercolor on my website.